over here, whatever plans you have. Maybe you're going to business for yourself, etc., etc. But all those still have the same ingredients, and that's little effort, little gain. Large effort, large gain. That's pretty much in a nutshell, you know. So going back to textile in Asia. That experience, seeing cotton for the first time, and I've never seen a ball of cotton. I know cotton to be in my pants, my shirt. It's like that's. I've never actually seen the physical thing.
Oh, Q-tip.
Q-tip. Okay, Q-tip. All right. Okay. So for the first time, you're like, that's so crazy. That's really what that thing is. It's this white fluffy thing, and if you put it through this process, it actually comes out looking like this. And next thing you know, it's in a store and you're buying it. It's like it's quite a thing to see, because it brings home what it is that you're actually learning. You know what I mean? Because the learning's one thing, to go into a retail store and then to see all the garments hanging up and get the experience and everything, but getting right to the core of it, right? The core of textile actually helps your process better. So if there's any opportunity you can get to get that information, you should get it, because it gives you an edge. And all I keep saying the same reference points, because in business, you want an edge. If you don't have the edge, you can't make it. Because if you don't have the edge, then you're just like everybody else. If you're like everybody else, then why am I coming to you? It's always like the same circle. Same circle. You've got to have the edge. And in fashion, textiles, retail, there's a lot of people trying to chisel their way in to get that little piece, their little, you know. So just don't expect that everything's just going to be, you're going to come out of here and everybody says, oh yeah, here you go, it's everything you want. You pretty much have to go take it, but be prepared when you go to take it. And that means doing the work that your teachers, professors, everybody, you know, instill in you, but knowing that you've actually got to do even more than that outside of that. That's the tricky part. It's like, I've just done all this work, and you tell me I've got to go do some more? Yeah, you do. You just do. It's like competition, 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 but so many spaces, right? So we're looking to hire. And I want creative minds. People who believe that they can do anything, actually. People who believe that, you know what? Whatever you put in front of me, I'm going to knock it out the ballpark. I'm going to bring my A game every single day, and I'm going to deliver the results for you. Because in our organization, if you deliver the results for us, we just halve the way for you to come right through. There's no ceiling. So, at the beginning, I said that the reason, you know, the reason for wanting to come and actually have this conversation is because in this room, I can possibly find a few individuals that want to work with our company, that we want to work with our company. And you know, we're not the only company. Others will tell you whatever they'll tell you. But again, I go back to it. Don't believe everything that you hear, and don't believe sweet talk about what this industry is, or like, just don't. Just believe that you've got to be the best at whatever it is that you want to do. It's really simple. Be the best at what it is that you want to do. Take care of your customer should you have that customer interaction. Look after them, not about you. It's not about how you feel, what's on your mind, what you're having for dinner that night, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mother. If you want to be really successful at this game, it's like your focus and your attention is on this, your customer. And those who are really successful at it do that, because all day long it's what do you need? How can I best serve you? What do you want? How can I best serve your experience? How was it last time? Can I make it? It's a continuous process like this. So that in the end, this person can't go anywhere else because nobody else gives them the experience that you do. That's what it's about.
And that's not just the store alone. That's an actual, the products and the goods as well. You have to think about everything down to the shirt that I'm wearing. Where did these silkworms come from? How is it woven? What love did I put into it? Who was taken care of because of it? Why do you want to spend $500 on it versus $200, right? There's only, I always say there's, and you had Laura Piana in here speaking as well, but they don't have magical goats that create crazy cashmere for them to charge, $3,000-$4,000 for that versus J. Crew where they get their same cashmere manufactured, okay? But it's the branding and it's the way that they look at their customer and it's how they treat their customer. It's what they think about for their customer that separates them in price point and then within luxury goods. So it's not just about the store, it's about everything. That's why it matters every day when you wake up and how are you dressed. You act better when you're dressed better. You know, is your hair done? Is your makeup done? Are your clothes pressed or are they wrinkled because they're off the floor? All of that matters because it puts you in a different state of mind and it creates your excellence for the day. And when you're excellent, you make others excellent. And that's
enriching others' lives, right? So it's putting others before yourself, which is actually true service, okay? It doesn't mean that we're servants, it just means that we are serving. There's a difference. So just because you put somebody ahead of yourself to deliver for them, it doesn't mean that you're subservient. It just means that you're impeccably doing your job really well. And every time you do that, every door opens for you. It's so easy. The door just opens like this, whatever you need. But it's that skill. So if you think about it, if there's 5 of us standing in line, we all want the same job. The one who just puts that little extra to focus, I'm going to give you what you need. It's not about me. They're just going to get the result because if everybody's busy thinking about all these other things and you're thinking about the thing you're supposed to be thinking about, it's clearly obvious that that person who's focused is the person who's going to deliver the result. Now, just as a little interlude, does anybody have any questions so far? Yes?
I find it interesting that you decided to open a business in 2008 during a time when the economy was doing poorly. Can you expand upon what was your decision to do that? And also, hold on, I have a second question. You mentioned you carry Marc Jacobs. What are some other designers that you carry, and how do you choose what demographic clothing to choose for the demographic of Rhode Island?
So we opened in 2008 because my background is in finance. I was at a hedge fund prior to this. In the market, you can make a lot of money when times are good, and you can make a lot of money when times are bad, right? It just depends on what your strategy is. So we decided that we didn't want to work for anybody anymore. We didn't want to have jobs anymore. We wanted to create our own business, and we wanted to create our own infrastructure to just set forth what it is that we envisioned and how we wanted to give back. So in 2008, the markets are crashing, hedge funds are going belly up. My boss thought I was absolutely insane for doing this, right? But when there's chaos, there's opportunity too. So we got a really great rent, for the first few years. We put certain infrastructures that allowed us to use the little money that we put into the business and actually stretch that far more than you would have been able to stretch it if you had been open in 2006 when the economy was good. So, everyone thought we were crazy. However, if you're good, you're good. And if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. And that, there's always a market, right? Somebody always needs a shirt, somebody always needs something. And when you're in harder times, they're going to pick the better product, right? They're going to pick the better experience. They're going to pick the person that touches them a little bit more. They're going to pick the person that cares about them a little bit more. And that is your opportunity. That's where you can go in when everyone's freaking out and you can make them feel a little bit better. I have women that come into my store because I am basically their therapist. And then through that I sell them clothes. So, you know, and that's the God's honest truth. Because I'm thinking about them, because I build a relationship with them, because I think about them. I know what kind of kids they have. I know what their background is. I know if they're going through a divorce. I know, like, and that is your whole demographic for you then to be able to create a luxury brand, the actual clothing. Because you know your demographic, you know your person, you know your woman, you know your man, you know who you're selling to. You can sell anything if you know what it is and you believe in it. You can sell anything, but if you don't believe in it, you cannot sell it. So we opened in 2008 because it was a great opportunity, because it was the perfect timing for us to get into the market. Some of the brands that we carry currently are brands like Marc Jacobs, Etro, Cavalli, Turnbull and Nasser, Victoria Beckham, Harry's of London.
Goes on, right?
Yeah, Pedro Garcia, Petit Bateau, you know, it goes on. We are actually starting to move away from carrying brands, because we've carried brands for the last 7 years now to build up our reputation, and now we're moving into our own luxury goods. So now we're starting to phase out the brands, and it's just going to be our brand, the Rhein brand, which encompasses home, men's, women's, shoes, perfumes, accessories. You'll move into children. It then becomes limitless, because you're not a store, you're a luxury brand, and you're a lifestyle concept. So that means that you can sell anything and everything that fits into your customer's demographic. Does that answer your question?
Thank you.
Well, so to add on that, we currently have one store in Newport. We're going to be opening additional stores in the US, and then ultimately we're going to open stores in Asia, because that's the market that we really, really, really want as well. So it's like we'll have a US thing happening and an Asian thing happening. And, you know, we think we've got a phenomenal organization, but we're only going to be as good as our team. Because I can't do everything. Erin can't do everything. I have no intention of doing everything. We're always on the lookout for great people. Like, just great, great people. People who just want to just add a little bit, you know, add a little bit of value. We don't relate well to people who just want to check in and out, because that's not who we are, so we don't think that way. But we're always attracted to, you're just always attracted to people who just want to just add a little extra to the pot, right? Because you can always hear it when the ideas are sparking. Now, we have, back in Asia, we've kind of started a small initiative, and it's with a group of women in the island of Flores in Indonesia. Now, this island is kind of close to Kimono Island, if you know anything about, you know, and Bali. And it's basically Flores. These women, it's like the home of ICAT. If everyone familiar with ICAT, it's amazing when you actually see ICAT and how it's actually done. Because half of the stuff, you get the fabric, it goes, oh, that's really pretty, that'll make a great shirt, or whatever. But when you actually see how and why they're doing it, you know, we spent some time with this woman, her name's Alfonso, and her life's work is just basically going around and telling the world about this little group of women who make this ICAT. And they use vegetable dye, and it's like amazing. The whole island.
They grow their own cotton.
It's amazing.
They do everything.
It's like an eco-island where they use every single element, not only to live, but to actually create the products. You know, the dye, like it's like amazing, amazing. So we have a little initiative that we've started, and we're going to help them build or just rebuild. They've got like a makeshift factory facility, and we just can help them provide a better facility, but it always comes back to us because if we take care of them, help them a little bit, it actually increases their productivity with the materials that we want to purchase from them. So I'm going to help you make your factory better so that you can actually make more product for me to buy off you so that I can then go sell it. So again, I think about you, I'm always going to get what I want by just actually helping you get what you want, you know? So that initiative, somewhere down the line, it would be really cool. We would think it'd be really cool to set up some kind of program to be able to take students just like yourself over there and just experience things like that, because it's kind of mind-blowing. Because when you do that thing and you come back to the West, you know, you come back to the States or you come back to London or wherever, it's just like, it's like, wow, it's two different crazy worlds. Like, there's this crazy world where this woman's got like,
Her weaver?
yeah, she's weaving this thing, and then suddenly you're back here, and it's just like, oh, okay, and making that connection. But again, like I said at the beginning, we're all about real experiences. That doesn't mean that you're going to come in our store and not spend a lot of money. You're definitely going to do that because it's you know, luxury items cost you a bit, right? But the experience has to just be real. We don't like phony experiences. We don't care too much for a phony way of approaching it or trying to sell you something, but it's actually not. It's
worth it.
It's not real. It's not worth it. That's because ultimately that translates, and you never win customers back anyway.
That's when you get one sale and one sale only. You need to own that person, right? That person is with you for life. That person comes to you because their daughter's getting married. They come to you because they have to go to this special event. They come to you because they just need a pick-me-up. They come to you because you're safe, because you provide for them, and because you always think about them. You don't ever want to sell somebody something that you don't believe in and something that looks bad on them, because so what? They buy it with you. They spend $1,000, they spend $5,000, they spend $10,000. They'll never come back, and I would rather them come back for 10 years and spend $100,000 with me. Right? So you can't short sell yourself for the immediate. You always have to see the
Long
big
term.
picture in the long term.
It actually,
Go ahead.
no.
I was going to say, you can't, don't go into it with immediate satisfaction. Go into it wanting to fulfill your life and wanting to help others. And then you will sell things all the time with ease, and then it's fun. You know, selling is fun, and being with your customers is fun, and then being able, because they've supported you, because they've seen your vision, for you to then be able to go and say, you know what, we're going to create something even better for you, and we're going to create a luxury brand because now we know you so well. We've taken the time to actually do the work that the other people haven't done for you now. So we're going to think of what eco things work in your life. What's the cut that from 2 seasons ago you really loved that shirt, but it couldn't come in stock anymore, or it didn't come in the colors that you liked. You build that information over the next last
all the data, right? And actually, you know what? Funny enough, another thing that you know we discovered the minute we suddenly got Asian partners, it's like we have a lot of friends, you know, or people we know who started their own brands and they've done their own thing,